One additional person has tested positive for COVID-19. The Ministry of Health, in its 6 p.m. update, said the case is pending epidemiological investigation and all established protocols have been implemented. The total number of COVID-positive cases now stand at 141. The Ministry of Health said within the last 24 hours, Trinidad and Tobago has been faced with 2 confirmed cases of COVID-19 that are pending investigation. Case 139 and number 141. The ministry says it should be noted that these cases are not linked, and at this time the ministry is unable to verify if these cases were imported or linked to an imported case. A possible case of local spread of the COVID-19 virus has forced the closure of retail stores in Port of Spain. Confirmation of the latest development came on Wednesday from Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram, who said the matter is being investigated. KHRYSTAL Wilson tells us more in this report.
Such case in 80 days, a second possible case of local spread of COVID-19 in this country. On Wednesday, during the Ministry of Health virtual press conference, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram confirmed that COVID-19 case 139 was that of a person with no recent travel history but had been ill with symptoms for about 1 week. That person also did not restrict themselves to movement within the home.
In the household itself, there would have been upwards of 8 persons visiting or live or residing in that particular household. So those persons who visit or live in that household become primary contacts of the case. So from that, anyone that was in contact with the primary contacts now becomes secondary contacts.
Dr. Parasram said this latest development has resulted in 2 PENNYWISE outlets ordered closed, as well as the sanitizing at the El Socorro branch of First Citizens Bank.
The person has been ill for about a week and has moved about, as I said. One of the primary contacts would have interacted in some way with PENNYWISE. We noted two closures of 2 outlets on the Charlotte Street, as well as the Long Circular Mall branch, which we closed this morning, asked them to close. The closure is for sanitization. We will do line listing of the staff, as well as we will do testing as necessary.
Meanwhile, Health Minister TERRENCE DEYALSINGH urged the population to remain vigilant during this time. He reminded of public health guidelines which prevent group activity and sports involving children to protect against the spread of the coronavirus. He said even now, with investigations into possible community spread, there are no plans to re-implement previous lockdown regulations.
We are not considering rolling back. Let us see what presents itself. We said at the very start of the first phase of the reopening, it's a matter of risk. How much risk are you willing to take? You can't shut down a country and shut down an economy for the long term.
The Chief Medical Officer said there could be further closures of other business places for sanitization and tracking. KHRYSTAL Wilson, TTT News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has given PENNYWISE Cosmetics clearance to open its Port of Spain stores tomorrow. This as the swabs from the contact that visited their locations have returned negative for COVID-19.